Good evening. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep, once said by William Shakespeare. Welcome to BMC News Live, presented by Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers English News. Myself, Shana Sultana, joining you with the daily news updates. Today's headlines.
Bahrain to host forum on religious freedoms. Training for BDF staff to handle monkeypox cases. UAE announces 3 new monkeypox cases. Kuwait announced family visit visa for 3 months non-renewable. Oman to temporarily suspend e-services for expat permits.
Today's news in detail. A U.S. Navy littoral combat ship LCS, the first to be deployed to the Middle East, has arrived and is under the command of the Bahrain-based 5th Fleet. USS Sayok City arrived on Saturday with 75 crew and is currently sailing the Red Sea after departing Mayport, Florida last month. Work on the first phase of the Avenue 77 expansion project is in the southern governorate is well on track. Works Municipalities Affairs and Urban Planning Minister Essam Khalaf yesterday inspected the progress of the infrastructure scheme. A top government committee has attributed national success in fighting extremism, terrorism and money laundering to close coordination between all concerned authorities. Interior Minister General Sheikh Rashid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, who was chairman of the committee to combat extremism, terrorism and its financing and money laundering, praised the efforts by all its members as he chaired a meeting of the panel yesterday. Sheikh Khalid, who is also chairman of a ministerial committee for development and infrastructure projects, yesterday visited Salman City and was briefed about the progress of its projects and services. Present were Housing Minister Bassem Al-Hamir, Works, Municipalities Affairs and Urban Planning Minister Essam Khalaf, Electricity and Water Affairs Minister Wael Al-Mubarak. Al Hilal Hospitals and Medical Centers Bahrain's COVID update.
COVID updates brought to you by Al Hilal Hospital and Medical Centers.
Welcome back. Indian Ladies Association ILA is primarily a charitable body with over 6.5 decades of hands-on committee services in the Kingdom of Bahrain, and Sneha is the most prestigious project of ILA. Sneha is a free recreation center for children with special needs of all nationalities. Through this project, we also strive to provide emotional and physical assistance to the families of our Sneha children. We are planning an international seminar for special kids, parents of special needs kids on the island on 3rd June, Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. at Jumeirah Ballroom, Crown Plaza Hotel, with highly qualified and experienced doctors and international speakers coming to Bahrain. This would be an opportunity for the parents to get information about the latest advancements in treatments and therapies for different types of special kids. Our keynote speaker is Dr. Alok Sharma, is the director of Neurogen Brain and Spine Institute, professor and head of Department of Neurosurgery, LTMD Hospital and LTM Medical College, and consultant neurosurgeon at Fortis Hospital, Mumbai. A conference highlighting religious freedoms and faith will open today in Manama under the patronage of His Majesty King Hamad, themed Broadening the Tent, Freedom of Religion and Belief. The 3-day event is being organized by India and Bahrain in cooperation with the European Union. Registration is underway for a patient-friendly scheme launched by Bahrain's Health Ministry. The Choose Your Doctor program, being tested in Muharrak first before being introduced elsewhere, was introduced in 2018 to allow people to select their family doctor. Key agreements and diplomatic visits are adding in a new momentum to the growing relationships between Bahrain and Brazil. His Royal Highness Prince Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, the Crown Prince and Prime Minister, Deputy Supreme Commander and Prime Minister, has said. He noted that the importance of further strengthening these ties, which are anchored by a solid support of both His Majesty King Hamad and the Supreme Commander and Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro. The U.S. Navy in Bahrain has expanded its mental health care program for its personnel and their family members who can now avail local treatment rather than flying out to the U.S. The move is part of a 2-year pilot program that was launched in February and has now been revised to provide additional services to personnel and their families stationed in Bahrain. BDF staff are being trained to handle any outbreak of monkeypox cases in Bahrain. The Infection Control Department is spearheading the initiative in partnership with the Crown Prince Center for Medical Training and Research. Now we shall go for a short commercial break.
All your favorite products under one roof in Bahrain at 27-year-old Megamart and Macromart. Bakery, fresh meat and fish, fruits and vegetables, sweets and snacks, ready-to-eat foods, dairy products, grocery or consumer goods. Megamart and Macromart, full of goodness.
Welcome back. Al-Hilal Multi-Specialty Medical Center, Salmabad, conducted free medical campaign at Trust Traders premises. Free diabetes, blood pressure, height, weight and BMI were checked for about 65 employees. Not only that, Al-Hilal Healthcare Group organized free medical campaign at Adari Park by providing free diabetes and blood pressure checkups. King Abdullah Port has ranked first among the most efficient container ports in the world on the 2021 Container Port Performance Index (CPPI) report published by the World Bank and S&P Global Market Intelligence. The port, which is in Saudi Arabia, improved its ranking from second place last year after achieving the highest points amongst 443 ports on both the administrative and statistical methodological approaches of the index, which scores ports against different metrics. Asian and Middle Eastern ports dominated the ranking for the most efficient gateways in the world. King Abdullah Port is followed by the counterparts in Oman, Port of Salalah, and Qatar, Hamadpur, respectively. The UAE Health Ministry of Health and Prevention has announced 3 new cases of monkeypox. Monkeypox is a viral disease but usually a self-limited one if compared to COVID-19. It is mostly transmitted to humans through close contact with an infected person or animal, including bodily fluids or respiratory droplets, or with material contaminated with the virus. It can also be passed to the baby in the womb, the ministry said in a statement. It urged all community members to follow appropriate preventive measures and careful precautions while traveling and to stay safer in large crowds and avoid risky behaviors. Dubai's thriving creative economy drew 4.9 billion dirhams foreign direct investment in 2021 to rank first in the region and fourth globally in terms of creating jobs from FDI in the sector. Dubai attracted 233 new projects in the creative economy in 2021, surpassing over major cities such as New York, Singapore and Berlin, Dubai improved its rankings from 5th in the previous year according to the Dubai FDI Monitor report. In terms of the number of new jobs in the creative economy, Dubai held on to its top rank regionally and 4th globally with 6,204 new jobs created from FDI. A Dubai-based doctor and crew members on a flight teamed up to save the life of a passenger who suffered from a cardiac arrest while traveling from India to the UAE. During the Go First flight flying from Kannur to Dubai, the passenger started to feel uncomfortable and asked for medical help before losing consciousness. Kuwait announces that the family visit visa's maximum term is only 3 months and is non-renewable. Extending the visit visas to 1 year is only available to companies that bring workers to Kuwait on commercial visit visas and then have to extend the term and transfer the residency later. The bill for amending the law of expatriates residency is aimed at confronting residential traffickers. The bill aims at toughening the penalties against residency traffickers by a jail term of maximum 5 years and a fine of maximum 10,000 KD. Domestic workers are also not allowed to stay outside Kuwait for more than 4 months unless they obtained a permit from the Ministry of Interior before the end of the 4-month period. Expatriates' residencies can be renewed at the end of the 5-year term, adding that the 10-year residency for the children of Kuwaiti women and the 15-year residency for the owners of real estate in Kuwait and the foreign investors can be renewed. Electronic services for permits to bring an expat manpower will be temporarily suspended for a day in Oman on Tuesday, May 31st, 2022. The electronic services will resume on Wednesday, June 1st, 2022. It has been announced. With this, we come to the end of today's news. Stay tuned for daily news updates in BMC News Live English at 7:30 p.m. Thank you so much for watching. Signing off by Shana Sultana. Good night.